What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about Angela Simmons. Angela Simmons was on Cam Newton's podcast, and she had some interesting things to say. And there was an interaction in the conversation that she had with Cam where she disclosed to the public that they actually went on a date with each other. I was not aware that there were rumors years ago that they possibly could be dating each other. Well, according to Angela Simmons, Cam was a little bit too corny for her. He laughed at his own jokes, patted himself on the back, and that's why it didn't work. To the point to where, according to this article, she was repulsed by Cam Newton, which is very interesting because I'm sure soon after, I think he may have gotten with his first child's mother, and they had a long relationship with her, which is interesting that she would call him repulsive. He's maintained a longer relationship than she has over the last 10 or 15 years or so. But you know, he's interviewing her. She's single. Okay. That Yo Gotti relationship flopped, and I think she kind of admitted to it as well. And let me say this too, you know, her going on this podcast saying these things as if she's trying to show up Cam Newton. Well, Cam Newton has a girlfriend. He has a woman that he's with now. Angela's with nobody. And I don't think this podcast really made her look the best. I know if people who support her aren't going to want to admit that, but I have to. Okay, how can you be repulsed by Cam Newton, but look at the people you've actually been in relationships with? Look, you dated Yo Gotti, a man who had been chasing you for years, and you dated him because you had no other better options. He was willing to spend. He was willing to do certain things for you financially, and you caved. So let's get into this article. This is according to Complex. Angela Simmons was repulsed by Cam Newton on their first and only date. The reality TV star and singer was a guest on the Friday, March 27th episode of Newton's Funky Friday podcast, where they cleared the air on their past date. Both agreed that the date was in 2011 in New York City. This was right after he got drafted, by the way. Because he got drafted into, I want y'all to understand, as soon as Cam touched down in the NFL, he on a date with her. But as Simmons further explained her side of the story, she recounted Newton giving her the ick. Really? She says they went to this diner, they sat down and talked. This was the first time she met him. A mutual friend connected them, Simmons explained. I bet the mutual friend was like, "Hey girl, did you see him get drafted first overall in the NFL?" That's probably what it was. Newton added that the friend was Corny Gamble, a talent manager and longtime partner of Kris Jenner. "You the whole time were making jokes and laughing at your own jokes," Simmons revealed. "So you sat across from me and I didn't know what to expect," Simmons continued, "and you were making jokes that I thought were just not funny, and you were patting yourself on the back and laughing." This could have been because maybe he was nervous. I mean, this guy was in college the year before at Auburn. And now he's in the NFL and he's on a date in New York City with Angela Simmons. The dude probably was nervous. The socialite added that she was ready to go after witnessing Newton's behavior, although she would see a different side of him later that evening. She says, "When they took the taxi back, that's when you decided to be nicer." Says, "I was about to be like, all right, bet, bye. But we sat outside the hotel, we talked, and that's when I got to know you," Simmons added. Newton had a different perspective and claimed he didn't remember, although he had a lot on his mind. Says that was the night before I got drafted. So you can kind of imagine, like, I didn't know where I was going. Newton said, adding that he didn't remember being that corny. You see, I figured that. That had to be right around the time he got drafted. So he's not even in the NFL yet. This was right before he's getting drafted. Maybe Cam Newton shouldn't have went on no dates. Why are you going on dates right before? I mean, he knew he was getting drafted high, but he probably should have focused more on that, because going on a date, as he's saying here, his focus wasn't in it. He might have been a little bit nervous, not only for being on this date, but the fact that he's going to get drafted the next day. Maybe he should have got focused on getting drafted first and then going on a date, right? But you know, when you have that much time between the end of the 2010 season, and then you have all the ceremonies, and then you have the whole process of workouts, maybe he wanted to unwind. But right before the draft is crazy, because of course he's not going to be focused on the date. He's focused on where he could possibly go. It felt like an arrogant asshole, Simmons interjected. You sat across from me and I couldn't remember the joke, but I remember thinking, this is not funny. And you were like, haha, tap me on back. I said, oh, I'm ready to go. Ultimately, the two patched it up and were cordial when being around each other 5 years after the date. Simmons would welcome a son with her late fiance, Sutton Tennyson Sr. Angela Simmons, who lost his life in November of 2018. The media personality would also date Yo Gotti from 2022 to 2025. By 2015, Newton had his first child, preceded by 7 other biological children, among 3 women. The former NFL player also dated comedian actress Jasmine Brown since 2022, and the couple share 2 children together. You see, this is probably why I think Cam probably shouldn't have went on that date. This is probably why he shouldn't have went on that date, man. Just focus on getting drafted first. That was probably a mistake but maybe he was asked by this mutual friend to do it. But I think he should have focused on that. He wasn't going to be focused on dating Angela Simmons. And I bet what got Angela, because Angela Simmons said she never met him. So what did it take? Corey telling her that he's going to be drafted high in the NFL. He's going to be an NFL player for her to go on this date. What was she expecting? It seemed to me like she didn't really give the date a chance in my book. She had other types. She had a type, ladies and gentlemen. And Cam just wasn't her type. Why don't she just say that? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't her type. And that's why it didn't work. It happens. Yo Gotti is more of her type. Well, after a while, right? Trying to get at her. I just think, listen, a lot of these first dates always fail if people aren't there for the right reasons. If she was actually looking for a boyfriend or a date, she would have given it more of an opportunity. But it just seemed like she probably was giving attitude and he was trying to break the ice. We're talking about a younger Angela Simmons here, who's probably in her 20s at the time. You know, a lot of those girls, they think they know everything. They think all these men want them. They have all these options. And maybe she felt obligated to go on this date due to what was told to her about Cam. Because, again, you have to understand, he was in college the year before. He was about to get drafted. So he wasn't even drafted yet. And she's going on a date with him. Probably don't know anything about him. Cam was nervous because, again, he's in New York City. He's about to get drafted. He doesn't know where. And he's never really been on a high-profile date before. So there's a lot going on there. This is why, gentlemen, you don't be going on no dates before you get drafted, because, you know what I'm saying, you could bring one, you know what I'm saying, bring one of your college girlfriends to the NFL draft with you, like all these other dudes do. They bring their college girlfriends and just dump them later. You know, it seems like Corey was trying to do Angela a favor more so than Cam a favor. That's what it seemed like to me. So this is why, again, you don't let mutual friends pick, you know, people to go on dates, because you just never know whether that person wants care. You know, again, she went to that date, probably had no intentions of anything, but she got to go on this date. I wonder who paid for the date. Y'all think Angela paid any part of that date? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on all my social media platforms, and I'll see y'all next one.